was 200 meg, but it only copied about 4 kilobytes because that is the changed block between the last backup and now. Okay. Any questions so far?
The license, how we calculate the license?
Number of worker nodes.
To just nodes?
Just nodes.
Worker
Bare
node?
metal, virtual, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Number of containers, number of virtual machines, doesn't matter. Okay.
The
Simply
size
number
of
of
the
work,
backup is no matter.
no matter, doesn't matter.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So very simple. Okay. And now that you have done a backup, right, then this is where the beauty of uh, Cloud Casa comes in. Yeah, we have done a full cluster backup. Okay, we can do full cluster backup, including the cluster level settings. Yeah, so if you want to now restore from this, yeah, you pick a recovery point, which is what we just created. Okay, next, and here you can say, okay, I only want to restore this. Although we backed up only this in this backup job, but if you had backed up the full cluster, you still have the ability to pick only certain namespaces to do the restore. Okay, and within that, you can filter again by labels, resource types, and all of that. Okay. And excuse me. And if you can restore it back to the same cluster, or you can restore it to a different cluster. Okay. So this is a very this is what we call effectively a migration use case, but we have a migration feature that does this backup and restore seamlessly for you. Okay. So if you want to move from, say, Tanzu to Rancher, or AKS to EKS, or GKE to something else, yeah, uh, anything from essentially from any Kubernetes to any Kubernetes. Okay, we can help you to uh, restore the data cross cluster, or
This we
sometimes
call it backup and restore concept or migration.
so the migration uses the same backup and recovery flow internally, but you don't have to create two separate jobs. Okay, I'll show you the migration workflow also. Okay,
Okay.
but it's
But
using the
you
same
show
backup.
now about the backup restore, right?
Yeah, so I'm showing you the backup restore right now. So
Okay.
I can take the data that we just backed up on a Rancher and I can restore it to an OpenShift. Okay,
Okay.
okay, next. And here, while doing that, I can say rename the namespaces to OpenShift, right? Something like that. Yeah. You can say on Rancher, this is the storage class, but that storage class would not be available on OpenShift. So you can say anything Longhorn, use the Ceph file system storage class on OpenShift. Okay, so it'll automatically map all that storage. Okay, so those kind of things, right? And then you can then on top of that you can modify anything using a YAML file. Okay, so that'll be things like you change the repository, you change labels. It can be anything, right? So anything that's in the YAML definition, you can from A to B, you want to change, you can do that. Okay. Yeah. And what else? Yeah. Next. And then again, you can do hooks before you do the restore. Next. Okay. And then I can give it a name and run. Okay. This is our developer environment, so I don't want to override anything. Okay. So I'll cancel out of this. Okay. Uh, but I have beautiful recorded demos where they show you from the Kubernetes console also what list the namespaces, list the application, you delete it, you modify the data, then you make a copy, restore back, right? So all those scenarios are beautifully covered. I can share you those recorded demos. That's about 20 minutes each. Okay. Uh, but I think you got the idea that we can be very granular in terms of the restore process. Okay. Migration is nothing but the backup and recovery combined into one. Okay. So I can choose a source. I can choose all those same things. I can choose the destination. Okay. Apply the transforms, everything, and then it'll do the migration. Yeah. Now the one thing that I didn't cover is that if you're migrating to Amazon, Azure, or Google, if you provide the cloud credentials, yeah, we can create the Kubernetes cluster and then do the migration. Yeah. So you don't even have to prepare the cluster ahead of time. Yeah. We can create the cluster, copy the data, everything for you. Yeah. So this is a scenario where someone just don't want to do um, two sets of compute all the time. They want to just do disaster recovery drills and this kind of things. They just want to prove that they can, if something were to happen in their on-premise environment, they can bring things up on the cloud, etc. Yeah, this is a great way to do this very efficiently and very quickly. Okay, so the rest of the things are all same. You know, let's say I do to OpenShift, I can apply storage classes, rename namespaces, include the YAML file for additional modifiers, and then run the job. Okay. Uh, the replication is same thing again, but think of replication as continuous migration. The only thing is, let's say you run a migration. Think of replication. Let's say I want to do every 5 minutes. Okay. It'll it'll copy all the data on the destination cluster, and then 5 minutes later it'll only copy the change blocks, okay, and then rebuild the cluster on the other end. Okay, so so it's not copying all the data every few minutes. Okay, it does do a base backup, and then it only copies the incremental blocks after that. Okay, okay. So that's Cloud Casa at a high level. Any questions on this?
Oke, sorry, I using bahasa first. Dari tim Trinet ada yang mau ditanyain nggak? Nanti ngomong pakai bahasa Indonesia nggak apa-apa, nanti di-translate sama Om Wilson ya, atau sama
Siap,
timnya
Bos.
yang lain. Silakan. Dari, coba Rahmat ada pertanyaan?
Tadi, Pak, tadi itu kan K8S ya, itu backupnya di mana tadi, Pak? Nge-backup si potnya, itu kan Kubernetes ya.
So,
Ya,
bro, there's a
Yeah.
question. Just now you show the demo that you do the backup, right? Here's a question. Where you store the backup?
So there is an object store that you need to provide. Yeah.
Hmm?
Uh, that's the object storage. Yeah. That's the backup destination. Can be anything. Can be in the cloud. Can be on premise.
Jadi ada object storage-nya, Pak, yang memang harus di-prepare, Pak.
Itu tuh
Can be.
per pot ya, berarti ya? Per volume apa gimana?
It's a volume based or per port or what, bro?
Volume based or per port. Not sure I understand the question. It's using the S3 protocol. Yeah. So anything S3 compatible. It can be Azure Blob Storage. It can be Ali Cloud Storage. It can be Amazon S3. On premise, there are things like MinIO. There are things like Data Core. There are things like um, Dell has an object storage. Can be anything.
Jadi pakainya yang S3, Pak. Jadi S3, kalau ini Dell juga ada katanya object
Per
storage dan
volume
sebagainya, Pak.
berarti? Volume. Per volume.
menjawab nggak
Halo?
Ivan? Ivan, ayo. Menjawab nggak? Jadi dia bisa taruhnya di mana aja sepanjang S3 protokol, dia bilang. Oke, ada yang lain pertanyaan? Puan atau Rahmat, Karisma?
Paling kalau dari sisi backup ini kita bisa dapat akses buat labnya nggak Pak? Karena tadi saya lihat juga udah bisa restore ke environment lain, terus dia juga udah bisa buat migrasi juga. Barangkali bisa kita buat tes lab mungkin 30 hari atau berapa, atau free.
Ya, tuh Wilson jawab.
PM berarti.
Minta
Sorry,
lab
tadi
demo,
sempat ke. Hah?
minta lab
Minta
demo.
live
Bisa
demo.
dikasih lab demonya nggak?
Oke,
Maksudnya buat
bro.
main-main gitu. Atau software
Yeah.
backupnya ada di cloud, atau kita bisa install di on-premise kita. Kita juga punya server sendiri. Kira-kira bisa di license demonya bisa di-provide?
Bro, they request for the demo license, bro, so they can play around with the demo license.
Yeah, no problem. You just simply, we'll send you the information. It's simply signing up on the SaaS, install an agent on one of your test clusters, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so is using your cloud base or
Yeah.
actually
Yes.
they also have their own server lah. If you can provide the software, they can also playing around with their internal resources. But if
Yeah.
there's is SaaS IoT, I think they also can play around with that.
Yeah. I'll send you the self-hosted deployment guide also. Take a look at what is required, so we can give you a self-hosted evaluation also. To start off, it's easier just to play on the SaaS,
Okay.
but I can give you both options, no problem.
Oke, prefernya yang mana, Pak? Mau install sendiri atau pakai yang SaaS? Tapi kalau untuk sekedar lihat-lihat menu dan sebagainya, mungkin SaaS lebih cepat ya, nggak perlu diinstal gitu.
Saya yang putusin, SaaS dulu aja. Jadi lebih mudah. Lu
Oke,
kasih
so
loginnya,
bro,
tim gua explore di SaaS aja dulu. Kalau dia udah familiar, baru dia melakukan kayak model POC di internal gua. Ya.
okay, bro. So the SaaS will be the first option. If they are familiar, that they will try to play around with the on-prem one, bro.
Yeah.
Okay,
We can send you both, no problem.
Okay, later I will bridging for this request. Itu ya Pak Chandra ya. Nanti saya akan butuh informasi apa dan sebagainya. Nanti saya kontak siapa Pak? Pak Isan ya Pak?
Ya, Ihsan jadi main kontaknya. Nanti Ihsan koordinasi sama internal. Ya.
Yap. Si itu ada kan? Oke.
Got it.
Okay,
so
Pak.
How much more time do we have? Because we have only 5 minutes left as per the schedule, but we are okay to continue because we didn't show you the vStore demo. We didn't show you the DPX, V Plus, the Nutanix backup or
Okay,
the
good.
OpenStack
We can
backup.
until 30 minutes until 5 o'clock Jakarta time. You still have 30 minutes. Oh, sorry, 37 minutes.
Yes, we are okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
Edwin,
Until
I'll
5
hand it
o'clock.
over to you. Do you want to bring up your console and then maybe do the standard DPX demo, show a bit of vStore, and then a bit of V Plus?
Okay. If you still have time, maybe I want to interest of if you have some discuss of use case. Yeah. Which one the Catalogic can be very strong compared to the competitor is my question basically. Yeah, who the close competitor with you, and which one your part of the functionality or the uniqueness from Catalogic and another principle cannot follow is very important also.
Yeah, good question. So this the Cloud Casa one, definitely there are very few options in the market that are really this good. Okay. Our uniqueness in this space, Cloud Casa is mostly compared with Kasten by Veeam.
Yep.
Yeah. Kasten is ridiculously expensive. Yeah. It's not a bad product, but it's ridiculously expensive. Yeah. And the overheads of it on the systems are very high compared to ours, which is super lightweight. And our multi-tenancy, actual multi-tenancy, yeah, and we can handle any type of storage which they can't. Okay, they have certain restrictions of what type of storage they handle. Yeah, so there are a lot of positive, lot of things that we do
Ya
better.
kayak
Yeah,
kayak gitu aja. Iya.
and the other thing I mentioned that we started as a NetApp
Iya
partner.
kayak
So when it
gitu.
comes to NetApp backup, we are really, really good. Okay, not many. I don't know actually anybody who comes that close in terms of performance and speed for NetApp backups. Uh,
Oh,
and then when it comes to virtualization,
oke.
okay, uh, the number of backup, number of virtualization
Pel
providers
pel
that we
aja kan?
support, a lot of them are still playing catch up, right? Some of the competitors just announced Hyper-V and Nutanix support. Okay,
Bisa
we've been doing that
dua-duanya.
for a very long time. OpenStack in particular, yeah, very, very few options that do OpenStack. Yeah, so we do OpenStack very well. Yeah, uh, Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager also there are very few options. Yeah, so when it comes to virtualization, the way we do agentless um, is also pretty unique. Yeah, uh, so there are probably a few other things, right? Like if you do when you start going to tape, I know we do a very comprehensive job, but we need to get back to you on that offline online question. Yeah. And of course, all of this, there's a price advantage too. Yeah. We are, depending on the product, we can be anywhere from, and depending on the configuration, maybe 30% to 70% cheaper. Okay. So huge price difference depending on the competition. Yeah. Depending on what you're backing up. Yeah.
Basically, who the close competitor?
So if you take the container one, it's mainly Kasten and uh, Pure Storage. Okay. If
Object
you take
storage.
the Yeah, but Pure doesn't focus on the backup. They sell storage and backup together.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I know.
Backup is standalone. They don't focus so much. And on the virtual machine side, okay, uh, it depends. It depends. You know, sometimes Commvault, sometimes Veeam, um, uh, sometimes we get compared with NetBackup, things like that. But actually,
Netflix.
what we do differently is we have integration with NetBackup, Rubrik,
Rubrik.
IBM,
Yeah, Rubrik. Okay.
yes, and OpenText. Okay,
Okay. By
so
the way, sorry.
if someone has NetBackup, let's say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to change, but
Mm-hmm.
you introduced, uh, let's say Huawei into the environment, and let's say NetBackup doesn't support
Mm-hmm.
Huawei. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then what we can do is we can actually extend the backup capability of NetBackup and simply cover that gap. Okay, so we have a plugin that integrates with NetBackup, and you can see all the backup results and backup jobs within the NetBackup console, for example. Okay,
Mm.
so not many people do taken that approach, right? Everybody is taking a competitive approach. We take a complementary approach and a competitive approach. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, okay. I concern also about the sometimes V2V migration, virtual to virtual migration. Do you
Oh
have
yeah,
the
sorry. You asked for that question. So the migration, we do the container part of it very well, which we saw already.
Mhm, mhm,
Virtual machine, virtual machine migration. I mean, look, technically we can do, but usually the virtualization provider has better, more complete solutions. So for example, if it is Red Hat, they want to do OpenShift virtualization. They have their migration toolkit, right? MTV tool. Nutanix have their own tools from Nutanix, from VMware to
yeah, but the
Nutanix, for
problem is
example.
from let's say from VMware to OpenStack is
Mm.
not all people can do. You can do?
We can do VMware to OpenStack migration.
Okay, okay, okay. which version you support? The old
Which
one, the VMware 6, 6.5, something like that, or the latest one goes.
this is a new thing that we added. Okay. Let me check which versions.
And then which one the OpenStack you support is also, maybe you can show the metric if you have, yeah, so we can more understanding about the situation, yeah.
Yeah.
And my I have we call it the experience level from VMware to migration to OpenStack, but also the problem of the OS, the operating system. Sometimes
Mm.
SUSE, sometimes another distro of Linux, yeah. Sometimes
Mm.
become if after the restore cannot running well. Maybe I don't know if we can trial to the migration from VMware to OpenStack is good also.
Yeah, we can give you the trial for that.
The migration is a different license or what?
Yeah, for in that case, for that migration, we do a migration license, time-bound license.
One time license, right? One way what
Yeah,
license, something like that, right?
correct, correct.
Okay.
But we can package migration plus backup to make it more attractive. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Any more questions before I
Oh,
hand it off
you
to
can
Edwin?
continue.
Okay, thank you. Edwin, go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Edwin. Saya boleh tutur bahasa Malaysia. Saya from Malaysia actually. Okay, so now I'll show you the DPX.
Oh, kalau bisa bahasa Melayu is okay, but you can using Melayu to we can more understanding is my team is okay also.
Boleh, boleh. Thank you. Apa pun boleh tanya.
Apapun boleh tanya ya. Oke, mantap.
Boleh.
Lanjut.
Okay. This is login page. Okay, so just log in. Okay, this is a DPX master server. As per the name itself, this will be the master of whole enterprise environment. Master server in charge of controlling all the backup jobs and contain all the info about system that are available for backups and also restore jobs. And also all the devices that can be target destination and backup destination. Okay, so now we are looking at dashboard. Dashboard shows job monitor, job manager, schedule overview report, notes, device, tools, and events. Okay, job monitor allows you to monitor the current status of all the existing job. It can be a backup job or can be a restore job and even the condensed job. Okay, and the job manager, this tab allow you to monitor the current status of all the existing job. Let's say you perform a file backup, so you can come here, you can check all the criteria and the settings for it. Okay, next step is schedule overview. This schedule provides you an overview of all the scheduled jobs. It shows in a very calendrical format. Okay, I don't have much here, but this is how it will look. Okay, you can see here by job name and also the time and type of job. Okay, next is the report. This section contains all the type of various reports regarding the performance of this DPX. You can find plenty of report that are useful for your management and for your daily activity here. Okay. Now, see, it's one of the important tab, notes. This is where this is the section used to managing all the nodes and node groups. Okay. So for in my test environment, I have this master server. I label it as master, and we have a connected to a vStore, and also I have a test Linux server and also Windows-based server. Okay. And devices and pool. This section is for managing all the devices, device cluster, media pools, and media. Okay, and last one is events. Here you can see all the list of events concerning the performance of this DPX. Okay, now I'll just show you how we perform the backup job. Okay, setting up a backup job is you start from scratch at job manager. Okay, define the job for let's say press the new backup. Define the job for different system that you want to backup. Okay, it can be file based or block based image or agentless and S3 type of backup job. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, block backup in a way where the first backup is a full backup and subsequents are the subsequent backups are incremental. Okay, it's always the first backup, it will be the full backup, and subsequent backups are incremental. It will only capture the changes. Okay. So let me just show you the existing job.
Belum.
It's okay. I think I can do a new one. So,
Oh, iya. Oh,
okay. We name it. Let's say we put a name, choose a block, and we choose the source. This will be the server that we plan to backup. Choose your folder, select, and define your destination. So this is the vStore that we connected to this DPX. For a while. Just
Store tuh storage ya mas.
so I'm running some updates, so I couldn't access the vStore. But by right, I should be able to click here and select, and this will define the destination. Okay. Then you come to this section to define your schedule. So you can choose here when you want to run it and how frequent you want to run it. And the retention is this where you define how long this data will be kept in the backup destination. You want to keep it for 90 days or 7 days, anything that you prefer. Okay. The retention you define here. Then you have archive option. You can put a secondary backup as well. Alternate destination, I mean. Okay. Then advanced option. So you can, if you have a script, a certain instruction, then you can define here.
Nggak ada.
when it should run and so on. So you save it, then go to job monitor, then you're able to view the progress here. Hello?
Ada.
Yeah, yes.
Can we set the throttle to traffic bandwidth for backup? Throttling.
Ari can help on that. Throughput.
Kayak gimana,
Yeah.
Rino? Rino,
We
coba.
set the maximum
Nyeting traffic
transfer rate, right?
throttling, yeah, transfer rate.
Oh, the bandwidth
The speed.
itu
Yeah,
untuk ISP-nya
yeah.
supaya jangan gede ya. Oke.
yeah, betul Pak.
Okay, you can do like optimize like some software backup have the capability like a 1opti, yeah, to maximize of the the bandwidth, yeah, throttling, yeah, to compress the bandwidth, yeah, to before we transfer to the maybe in the cloud or the other place, we can cost effective the bandwidth. Possible?
Do you want to go through that wizard where you set up the archive?
Hey bro,
Sorry, sorry.
so as I know is some of the backup solution, they do like zip to make the file smaller. After they transfer to the storage, then they unzip the file that they want to backup, bro. So one thing is more link efficient. Another one is that they can maximize the total throughput of the link, bro.
Yeah. So we do the inline deduplication anyway. That's not a problem. Okay. Scroll down, Edwin.
Under the archive.
Ini ya.
No. The question is, can you set a transfer rate speed? I thought we can, right? Or application.
Let's say if the bandwidth limited, how you can optimize the bandwidth lah.
Yeah. We are definitely doing deduplication compression. Okay. So you do that, and you can also schedule this as Edwin is showing. So you can do it off peak hours. Yeah. The archive doesn't have to be real time.
Okay. Basically,
Uh,
the deduplication of the function if we on, how big the impact? 40%, 50%, saving the bandwidth. What?
50 to 60.
50 to 60. Okay.
The ratio is 1.5 to 1.
I think we have some benchmark data in there.
Yeah, this is important to helping to the if the data is quite big enough, can be saving the time and also the bandwidth.
Correct. Okay. So I've added that to the set of questions. I'm pretty sure we have some benchmark data in the guide. Okay. We can send you that specific information. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's continue. We can check and come back. We only have about 14 minutes here, Edwin.
Okay. So that's how we do the backup. So let me just have a quick explanation on the restore. So in the same tab under the job manager, you can find the restore. So you can see it's grayed out because I don't have a restore that applicable for this part, but I can just quickly explain to you what are the restore that available. So you're looking at full VM restore. This restore the full VM and the data store. after the full VM, the data and the data will be restored. You just need to power up your machine, and the full system will be available for you to use. And this is instant VM restore. So we have full backup of VM, and inside VM, we just mount it as a LAN to a virtualized environment. Okay, run it from the location where the backup is stored. And next is the multi-VM restore. This has a capability like when you have number of servers, let's say you have 10 different web servers, and there was an impact where all of these servers are not accessible. You can use this single job to bring up all the 10 machine, and everything will restore in a single job. Okay, that's when we use the multi-VM restore. So next is agentless file restore. You also can use the agentless file restore so that you just can restore a single file and not the full system. Okay. Last one is S3. So if you have subscribed or you have any available S3 connection, then use this restore to restore S3 object. Okay. Next, we look at agent-based restore. It's straightforward. So like you file restore from block backup. Okay. So you use this function to restore a single file and or directories. Next is instant access, where you want the backup as a drive for an instant access. So I can quickly show that part because I do have a backup that can be used. So let's say I backed up a particular drive or file, and I want to instantly access it. So I just can select the backup and choose the recovery point and choose any servers that you want to you define earlier and choose a appropriate path. And you even can put another secondary option if required, and mount the image. Okay, please ignore the error because it's not complete. So what I mean is, with this instant one, you just can immediately access the file as a drive in another machine. Next is virtualization. It's very environment dependent, so that you can physical system to virtualization environment depends if it's possible. Specific interface if it's available. Okay. Next is application restore. Application restore is allows restore major application like Microsoft SharePoint, Exchange, SQL, Oracle DB, and so on. Okay. Next is file restore. Similar to the previous agentless, single file. Okay, and last one is catalog restore. The catalog restore, it's hold all the information about DPX master server. What kind of backup job are there in the configuration and settings. This can be used. Let's say the server is broke down, some issue. You can reinstall the DPX master server and use this catalog restore, and it will restore all the info that was configured, including the backup jobs and restore jobs. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
Can you back to the previous page?
Which one is it?
About
Dashboard.
the last one. No. I mean, about there's the application restore, right?
Yes.
Can you show it again? Yeah. there is a Oracle database. Can you more specific about that? I mean, if we talk about the Oracle database itself already a restore, right? Erman, we call it Erman backup. So in this DPX, can you more detail about the Oracle database itself? What can be restored or not?
Okay. So here I have backup a SQL Server. So I have one application here, so I can show that. You able to see?
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah.
So
So
just basically in this one the SQL Server, right?
yes, correct.
So basically the one you backup and the rest of is the how should I put it in English? The directory itself, right? Is it correct if I call it just only the directory on the SQL Server?
Well, I think if I show you the backup, you're able to see the. Let me show you on the screen. Give me just 2 minutes. I'm sorry, I don't have the sample. Maybe this part allow me to get back to you.
Okay, okay, it's good.
Okay, sorry. So you have any other question? The DPX itself?
Well, I think I have request for the software.
Okay.
So
The trial and access everything.
yeah.
We'll get back to you right after this session.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Okay. Let me quickly show you the restore. This is the restore. This serves as our backup destination. So you can create volume here. Okay, then it will appear here. And here also, you can verify your backups. Okay. Click on the volume, then you can look at the snapshots. And in the vStore, as I already mentioned, we have the immutability function where you can lock the date, the backup. Okay. So when the lock is enabled, you cannot delete the volume. You can do a volume level and also this at the snapshot level. Okay, so all you have to do, enable the protection and choose appropriate option. Protection is enabled. So you can never delete this unless you remove the authentication. So yeah, that's all about it for the vStop. Let me quickly show the V Plus.
I think we may only have 2 minutes left. Okay. Not sure if we have enough time for V Plus. So V Plus would be for your Nutanix, OpenStack, Huawei, all those things. Okay. What do you want to test in the lab? Depending on that, container for sure. Looks like Oracle backups. Anything else? What else do you want to test in your lab?
Well, I think maybe we can try the host the guest OS itself. I mean, like if we talk about the VMware, right? So I think yeah, there's a lot. I think we should explore it first, because if we talk about and just show it like this, we just look at a blank page. I mean, right? I mean, you know what I mean, right? I think we just we need to touch it and to feel with our how to use it, how to configure it, and now after that we can, oh, this is how the solution we can get from this. I think better
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any Nutanix OpenStack in the lab? Do you want to test that also?
I'm not sure, but I think there's we have an OpenStack, but the Nutanix, I will confirm it with our team.
Okay. Okay. So I think we'll probably set you up for all three, DPX, V Plus, and Cloud Casa. Okay. Cloud Casa would be the easiest SaaS. DPX you can use for VMware and agent-based backup, etc. And the V Plus you can do for OpenStack. Okay.
Sorry, Wilson, I think you can still continue with my team. It's okay until even 30 minutes from now. We still have the question and everything. Better continue.
Okay.
Because my office
Okay, Pak.
hour is 17:30. Yeah, still 30 minutes. It's still continue. But I must jump into another meeting. Continue, yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Sure.
Pak Chandra.
Ya, Rino
Thank
dan
you.
tim tolong continue ya, Iksan ya.
Oke, Pak.
Thank you, Pak Sandari. Thank you for support. We'll
Thank
We'll
you.
catch up again soon.
Ya, you can continue. Ya, until finish.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah. We'll continue. Thank you, Pak. So Edwin, you can
Okay.
since we have a few more minutes, you can show the V Plus demo also if you want.
Okay, so by the way, bro, Arafin, so because your Cloud Casa, I think is more easier for the SaaS, right?
Yeah.
But like the P plus, DPS and the DPF plus to be on premise, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, so later we discuss on it. So actually they want to do some lab and other thing. They want to have a feel of our product first.
Yeah.
So later I discuss more on this with you guys.
Okay.
Itu ya Pak Iksan atau teman-teman. Jadi intinya nanti kita provide itunya, demo license-nya nanti coba dipakai aja gitu ya Pak.
Oke, baik, Pak.
Nah, kalau misalnya nanti ada misalnya butuh pertanyaan dan sebagainya, nanti info aja. Kita kan ada grupnya ya. Nanti di salah aja. Saya sama tim nanti coba bridging ke prinsipalnya, Pak.
Oh ya baik Pak, nanti kalau ada pertanyaan saya lempar di grup ya.
Ya, boleh dilempar di grup sih, Pak.
Iya, oke.
Okay, Edwin, you want to show the GPS plus? You are on mute,
Yes.
Edwin.
Yeah, sure. Sorry. Yeah.
Anjay, monitoring.
Okay. This is the DPX V Plus dashboard. Okay. If you have solution like Open Hypervisor, like KVM, Red Hat, OVERT, Proxmox, this will be the appropriate solution for the backup. So let's go to the virtual environment. Choose a virtual provider and create here. You have the options here: AWS, Azure, GCP, KVM, Nutanix. Choose appropriate required virtualization provider. Provide all the credential, URL, details required for setting, save it. Okay. Then it is empty. Okay, once you've created the virtual environment, virtual provider, you just need to come to the select it, do a test connectivity, and when you do the test connectivity, you're able to see the progress under the workflow console. This is a workflow console. So you will see a status that, okay, whether the test is pass or fail. If it's passed, it will be green and show as finished. So then you can move on, perform a inventory synchronization. Either you can do it here or here. So once you do inventory synchronization, you can able to load all the VMs under this hypervisor. It will appear in this list. Okay. Then based on then even before you perform the backup, you have to define the backup policies. So let me just have a picture on what you can do in the policy. Define the project name and the rules, which virtual environment you want to take into it, and the backup destination. You can have vStock can be one of it, or any of your backup solution. I mean backup destination, or even S3. So you define the storage here. Sorry, it's on the backup destination. You can define it here. So you can choose any S3 compatible GCP. Okay, I have one here, so I can just show you the settings. Node configuration, the API URL, bucket, regions, and you have to key in the access key and secret key, save it. And once you save this here, it will available under your backup policy. You can choose the destination here. Just that I couldn't show you any flow here because I don't have a data here.
Yeah, it's hard to actually imagine
Sorry.
this, Edwin, because we looks like we don't have the target environment correctly in this part of the lab. Okay, let's do this. I think let us. There, we do have a good 10-minute recording of this. Yeah, we have something specifically for OpenStack. We have something specifically for Nutanix. Okay, we'll send you those links. Yeah, please do take a look. There's anything else, questions that you need, we can answer for you. Okay. I can, sorry about this. I think it's pretty hard to imagine with just with no data. Yeah. Okay, Pak Wilson. So next steps is for the team to play in the lab. We'll send the instructions. Okay. Pakistan will be a point of contact. Yeah. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
You can contact me from WhatsApp or from email.
Okay. We'll need to set up a login for you to access the evaluation software. So we'll do that. Yeah. Edwin will help with that. Yeah. And we also have some few evaluation guides. Yeah. So we will give you access to those evaluation guides. Okay.
Yeah, later we will bridging Catalogic to Trinet because we have a WhatsApp group between ABP and Trinet. So later we will do that, bro.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, I think there's some note that that you write down already, right? I
Yes.
expect that we can reply that as soon as possible
Yes.
when you
For
get
sure.
the answer, bro.
Yeah. For Oracle database throttling, which versions of VMware to OpenStack? Okay. And then the tape offline online question.
Yes, and deduplication one, bro. You want to provide some benchmarking, right, bro?
Yeah,
How
I have
the
it under the
reduction?
throttle. Yeah, I have it under the throttle. Okay. Yeah.
Ya, mungkin Mas Rino, Mas Iksan, sama teman-teman yang lain ada pertanyaan lagi?
Paling satu sih Pak, itu Pak yang tadi backup policy, retensinya bisa tahunan nggak? Kan biasanya ada
Oh,
daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. Nah, yearly-nya tuh bisa berapa tahun dikitnya gitu.
okay, bro. How many years of retention, bro? We can provide, bro.
I don't think there's a limit. We have many customers using it for 7 years, 10 years.
Ada limitation, Pak
Okay.
Rino.
Okay. Depends on storage ya.
Yeah, depends on storage. No
There's
limitation
no
in our software.
limitation on the retention, but at the end comes to how much space that they have, how long the data can hold.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Pak.
Okay. Pakusan, just curious. Sorry we overran. We took a lot longer than the 1 hour. Thank you for staying with us. But I'm also just curious to hear initial reaction, maybe 1 or 2 things, what they liked and any concerns that they saw with what. Just feedback, like good, bad, ugly, anything.
Oke, Pak Rino sama Pak Isan sebenarnya dia ini, bro. Kenapa tiba-tiba ini kayak tertarik gitu loh, bro. Ada kebutuhan nggak di customer gitu?
Sebenarnya banyak sih Pak, kayak sekarang kan karena VMware itu jadi banyak orang yang pindah dari VMware, Pak. Cuman kita
Oh,
punya beberapa brand software backup, Pak. Dan itu juga bisa lakukan migrasi juga. Nah, tapi platformnya itu juga terbatas, jadi kita masih mencari juga sih, Pak. Nah, terus kemarin kita lagi cari-cari Catalogic ini bisa multi platform kan.
komplit ya bro.
Iya, ditambah lagi kita juga jualan namanya Exagrid. Kalau Bapak tahu. Nah, saya lihat Exagrid ini dia Catalogic bisa connect ke Exagrid kan. Karena kan Exagrid ini hanya sebagai target doang. Dia backup storage lah. Tuh. Yang penting protokolnya bisa connect. Nah, itu jadi tertarik lah, Pak. Makanya kita pengen tahu.
Okay, bro. So, according to Pa Rino, is actually they also have access several same backup solution. But from what they see, is actually we have more integration. We can cover more, and especially they have one of the focus product is actually SR Grid. It's a storage. And they also figure out that we can work closely with SR Grid. So that is why they want to access our Catalogic software, bro.
Okay. Yeah, we do integrate with Exagrid on our B Plus solution.
Yeah, because
Okay. Not everybody does Exagrid. Huh? That's very good. That if you do Exagrid.
Yeah.
Exagrid actually very cool technology. It's very nice.
Yeah.
So that is why they are trying to access Catalogic because so I read apa more integrate more compatibility. And now this is actually a lot of people moving from VMware as well, bro, according to Parino.
Yeah.
So a lot of migration will be done, but they also assess a lot of the some of the vendor that can do the migration. But come again, that our integration with our compatibility are more much than others.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's accurate assessment. Sure. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic.
Sama ini sih Pak, kan kita ada jualan Exagrid juga. Nah, kita pernah tes tuh Pak pakai Vim. Backup. Nah, di Vim itu pas kita ada juga tim security, jadi bisa injek ransom Pak. Jadi kita tes lah. Itu, nah pakai Vim itu ke-detect. Kita mau coba pakai software backup lain juga kan. Kan kalau misalkan di software backupnya punya proteksi dan di Exagrid juga punya proteksi kan jadi double proteksi Pak. Nah itu
betul.
Jadi apa ya? Jadi paket yang bagus lah. Gitu.
Oke.
Sekarang kan security lagi naik banget ya.
Oke. So bro, they have so according to Parino, also they have tested Vim as well, but when they do that, they still can inject some ransomware through the Vim one. That's why he quite concerned on this.
Okay. That will be an interesting test scenario. Okay.
So
now I'm curious to know how we perform.
So if we can perform very well, I think Rino, Paisan, and the team are very welcome to bundling together Catalogic and SR Grid to the market. So that is the conclusion why they are very interested to access our product, bro.
Okay. And
So
I think the other thing was
Edwin,
also the SUSE virtualization, Red Hat, the containerized virtualization trend also, correct?
yes. Because they have a skill set and they find a lot of the use case for that as well, bro. So our homework is actually, bro, You and Edwin need to closely convince Freenet that our solution is the best, bro.
We will do our very best. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to showcase this. Very much appreciate.
Oke, ada pertanyaan? Kalau nggak ada, mungkin kita mau tutup nih.
Ya, Pak.
Sudah ya Pak Rino ya. Pak Isan, ada pertanyaan
Pak.
lagi Pak Isan?
I think it's enough from us, so we can call it today, and we can explore after we got the access to the SAS.
Oke, jadi Pak Isan, nanti yang dikasih itu nggak cuma yang SAS. Jadi yang nanti kalau KASA itu kan memang kita punya SAS-nya, nanti kita akan provide. Terus yang DPX sama DPS Plus itu termasuk installer V-Store-nya kita akan provide untuk yang offline, Mbak. Yang on-prem, Pak.
Oke, nice. Kasih, Pak.
Jadi,
Oke.
Jadi tadi infonya itu kita akan provide semua license yang ada, jadi biar bisa dicobain, Pak. Itu Pak Isan.
Oke, siap. Terima kasih, Pak.
Terima kasih.
Oke, thank you semuanya yang
Thank
sudah
you.
hadir. Salam buat Pak Chandra ya. Terima kasih semua.
Oke, Pak.
Saya Sarafin,
Terima kasih.
Edwin, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Take care.
Edwin.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Terima
you.
kasih.
Thank you, Pak Wilson ya.
Ya, thank you.